Sometimes it seems like you just have pitching working in your favor. On other nights, it seems that just the offense is going to be clicking on the diamond. The first night of the Phils' short homestand was that combo deal. The power at the plate and the mindset on the mound led to victory number 1. Pretty good showing for the Phils and their fans last night in Game 1 against the Miami Marlins. The offense was outstanding, base running was very good, and the pitching was sound too. Tonight, Game 2 from Citizens Bank Park. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. Last night, Kyle Kendrick was on top of his game as the game went on, and the offense did a lot of really good things. And tonight, they're going to hand the ball to Jonathan Pettibone for another opportunity to pitch here at Citizens Bank Park.
Yeah, he did a good job the other day, Tom, in his game at New York. He pitched very, very well in that game. He escaped some early trouble and then just kept going and got to a point where they were able to win the ball game. The Phillies had some good offense. He threw a lot of sliders and changeups. There it is right there. It's a little slider cutter. There's a changeup. He'll try to throw his fastball and sink it a little bit. And the guy's had 2 outings where he's kept his team in the ball game, giving the Phillies a good chance to win. And this game on Saturday afternoon in New York, you see him throwing some ground balls right there, double plays, and they were very, very pleased. He also got his first major league hit in that game, and he was pretty excited about that. That's what he's done in his first 2 starts. See, his stats are pretty good, 10 to 3rd innings. He has a lot of fly ball outs. That was good in the other ballpark in New York. Not so great here in 10 strikeouts so far. But how about a little bit more on this guy? Let's throw it down to Murph, and he's with Rich Doobie.
All right, Rich, we've gotten a chance to see Jonathan Pettibone now in 2 starts. What have been your initial impressions of the young guy getting up here and getting his first chance in the big leagues?
Well, his presence has been very good. He's held his composure very well. Got it by the other day in New York and did a real nice job getting out of bases loaded jam with just the 1 run, and actually probably won the game for himself right there because we came back and scored a bunch in the 5th. So he's been impressive, his composure. He needs to throw more strike ones and get ahead, but I think the more he gets his feet on the ground, the more comfortable he become.
When he is not pitching and during his off days, what do you have him working on? What's his routine, and what are the kind of things that you're hoping that he can learn and get better and improve it?
Well, the biggest thing is he's trying to draw from our veteran guys here. In his bullpen sessions, we're working on trying to get a little bit better turn in his delivery to incorporate more backside and hopefully gain a little more velocity out of that. So he's a very studious, very intelligent kid, so he knows to watch and to pick these guys' brains.
You know, when you watch a young guy like this and he's getting an opportunity that maybe he didn't think he'd have this year, you mentioned being around these veterans. Just how important is that for a young kid to be able to be with some of these guys out here?
Well, it's very important. We've been very fortunate here. I mean, going back to Jamie Moyers and people like that, and now with Doc and Cliff and Cole becoming more of a veteran guy now, it's very important to have good leadership from your veteran players, and very fortunate at the pitching end of this ball club right here. We got great leadership from those guys.
All right, Rich, thanks for your time. Good luck tonight. Guys, back upstairs.
So Rich Doobie get a chance to see Jonathan Pettibone for another opportunity. 3rd start in the big leagues. He'll be opposed by Ricky Nolasco, whose numbers here at Citizens Bank Park have been outstanding. 5-0 in his last 5 starts. Dominic Brown had a great night last night, rising his batting average, also his slugging percentage. Good night all the way around. He's back in the lineups, which we'll get to when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. The Toyota Time Sales event is going on now. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, where good banking is good citizenship. Isn't it time you experience good banking? By Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Phillies. By Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phils. And by Independence Blue Cross. We're creating a more coordinated healthcare system that is built around you. Independence Blue Cross, changing the game. The Phillies won game one. Juan Pierre is settling in. Jonathan Pettibone is ready to go. And here's the first pitch of the night. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Nice way to start. And it's 0-1 to Pierre. Juan Pierre reached a little individual history last night by stealing his 600th bag. See, Pettibone's number is 1-0 with an ERA of 4.35 here in the big leagues.
And throwing to Carlos Ruiz for the first time in his major league career. He pitched the final game before Carlos was activated last Sunday in New York.
Carlos had last night off. And it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to Pierre.
Here's our scouting report on him. Slider, cutter, changeup. Throws a lot of. He's more of a fastball changeup mix, and he mixes in that slider, kind of a slurve type breaking ball. He was a supplemental pick for the Phillies.
Back toward the middle. Utley is there. Off balance throw. Scooped up by Ryan Howard. What away. Rest of the lineup for the Marlins brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. After Pierre, it's Donovan Solano and Placido Polanco. Then Greg Dobbs and Justin Ruggiano. Marcell Ozuna is the right fielder. He bats 6th. In the bottom third of Brantley Echeverria and Ricky Nolasco.
Solano had some pretty good swings last night in that game against Kyle Kendrick. Kyle struggled a little bit early and then started to put it together as the game went along. Did a real good job. There he is.
And Kyle picked up his 9th consecutive win over the Miami Marlins. Solano fouls the first pitch away. It's 0-1. Solano 2 for 4 last night. Raised his average to 269. No home runs, 4 runs batted in. Jonathan Pettibone, you heard Rich Doobie talking to Murph during our open, during this week's side sessions, working on using his lower body a little bit more of a turn to get some higher velocity. He doesn't need much more, but he's at 91, 92 consistently.
And that was a breaking ball there. We talked his breaking ball, from what we've seen him so far, it's kind of in between like a slurve. And he does like to throw his changeup.
The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball foul. So that fastball is at 90 miles an hour. He can succeed in the big leagues at 90, 91, 92.
Yeah, here's what Tom was talking about that Rich Doobie said to Murphy. He's trying to get him to turn a little bit more. They think he can load up a little bit better and get some more velocity that way.
Outside, 2-2.
Carlos is working mostly with fastballs right here early with the first 2 hitters. I don't think you throw a 2-2 changeup with a young pitcher. You never know.
It did look like he was throwing something off speed. It was the changeup at 84 miles an hour.
Well, I was thinking about it. I think they'd use it.
Ground ball, right side, base hit. He came back with a sinker. The first hit of the night, 3rd one of the series for Solano.
Well, that's always a problem with a 2-2 changeup. If you miss, then as a young pitcher, you're probably going to have to throw a fastball after that. Well, it's time now for our Nissan Keys to tonight's game. A little chillier here tonight, but still a beautiful, clear night. Citizens Bank Park. Tough guy in Ricky Nolasco. Tom mentioned what good numbers he has here in this ballpark. And everybody says, well, the Marlins are here. Yeah, you sweep them. It's never that easy in Major League Baseball. You play day to day. You got to stay after this team and see if you can win some games here this weekend.
Placido Polanco 1 for 4 last night. Takes a little low, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Polanco at 255, no homers and 6 runs batted in. With his 1 for 4 last night, it makes Polanco 1 for his last 14. Back toward the middle, that might be 2. Nope, tough play. Rollins will get at least 1. Nice play by Jimmy Rollins. Once he left his feet, there was really no chance to turn 2, but he did get the lead runner.
There's a broken bat too, and that thing was almost right over the bag, just to the left of it. Tough play for Jimmy, but it wasn't hit that hard, so he was able to get to it. And look how well he stays under control here. He knows exactly what he's going to do. He and Chase Utley have played together so many games. He knows he's going to be there. Just flip it. Got him. And Utley does a nice job here, too. All he does is get the force and get out of there because he's certainly not going to try any relay. Well done.
Well, they talk about the fact that they know what each other's going to do on a particular play better than anybody. There's a ground ball softly hit to the right side. So Pettibone with 15 pitches gets through the top of the first. He does allow one single, leaves one. Middle of the first, that guy's going to lead things off for the Phils with a big smile on his face. Know that the weather was fantastic, a little cooler than yesterday, but still bright sunshine. Turned out to be a good day, and it's going to be a nice night here at the ballpark. Ricky Nolasco is warming up out on the mound for the Marlins. Let's take a look at the Phillies lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. It's Rollins, Utley, and Young. Ryan Howard, Delman Young, and Dominic Brown. And the bottom third of Ruiz, Ben Revere back in the starting lineup, and Jonathan Pettibone. And they'll face Ricky Nolasco, who overall is 2-2 with a 3.82 earned run average. He's the steadiest starter the Marlins have, probably because he's the veteran of this staff. And he's done very well against the Phillies during his career.
Yeah, he's real professional. And he pitched to a no decision in a game down in Miami, but he did what he always does, seems to do against the Phillies. Kept them in the game, only give up one run. Here's our scouting report on him. He has a really good curveball that he likes to throw. Also his changeup and slider. Numbers in this ballpark are ridiculous when you consider it can be a little bit tough to pitch here sometimes when you're a visiting pitcher, and he has done a very good job here.
Kind of dictates his style, though, the success he has. 5-0 in his last 5 starts with a 2.89 ERA. He can keep the ball down with the best of them.
He can keep it down. He changes speeds really well. He really tries to keep hitters off balance.
Jimmy Rollins leads it off. Rollins a 243 hitter with a home run and 7 runs batted in. And he takes low, 1-0. With all the changes the Marlins made during the offseason, Nolasco thought he would be part of those changes.
Well, he will be a guy as the season goes along, and obviously these guys are going to have a tough year, that will be very attractive to a team chasing a playoff spot in July. And it'd be amazing if he isn't moved this year later in the season.
Rollins rips it to right field, a leadoff single. Rollins had been 0 for his last 12 against the Marlins. And that'll bring Chase Utley to the plate. Chase Utley 282 with 5 homers and 20 runs batted in. He has 11 hits lifetime against Nolasco. Be nice to get a run or two early against Nolasco before he settles in.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that can really settle into a game. You're right, Tom. Those veteran pitchers, you want to get them early.
Outside with a looked like a changeup.
I think it was because he looked like he tried to turn something over there. if it wasn't a changeup, it was a sinker that he just tried to turn over and see if he could get a double play ball out of it. See the big hole in the right side. Left-handed hitter's delight.
Down the right field line. If it's fair, it's extra bases. It's a foul ball. Well, Rollins was going to score on that one. If not, he would have put pressure on Ozuna because he was moving around second.
Yeah, well, he reads this obviously where he was. Oh, that was close. Where he's leading off first base. He knows nobody's going to catch it, so he may as well just run as hard as he can and then see what happens. And right about there, Ryan Sandberg and the crowd's reaction lets him know that he's just going to go back to first. That was really close to 1-0. Like, what, a foot?
If that. Good call by the first base umpire. Saw a play here at Citizens Bank Park last homestand that was foul but called fair. Very similar play.
Yep.
That was Chad Fairchild, the first base ump. Paul Schreiber's behind the plate. Jeff Kellogg, the crew chief's at second, and Eric Cooper is over at third. 1-1 the count to Chase Utley.
See Chase Utley in that pull mode that he was in. That's what you want here.
Breaking ball outside, 2-1. Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Catherine Bell of Summerdale. Phillies hit a home run at tonight's ball game, and Catherine will win $100.
My mom's birthplace, Summerdale, New Jersey, right on the White Horse Pike.
Garden State, Will.
Garden State.
Out toward right field, Ozuna has a beat on it, and he makes the catch. One out. Michael Young is the hitter. I'm sorry, Will.
Sorry, they threw him a curveball there, and you could see him get out front. And he was trying to do some damage by pulling the ball, trying to get Jimmy to third base, maybe with a ground ball or better. And just really hard to drive a ball when you get that far out front. He hit it pretty well.
That brings Michael Young to the plate, who picked up his 32nd and 33rd hit last night. He had a double and a single in the game. I thought the double that he hit was the hardest hit ball that he pulled this year.
Yeah, he hit it just out near the State Farm sign out there. He doesn't pull a lot of balls, obviously. He drags the bat through the zone. He hits a lot of balls to the right of second base. And they're going to play him that way with the center fielder Ruggiano shading him over towards right center as Jimmy's back in plenty of time. You see that huge gap in left center field where he did drive one last night.
But a low, 1 ball and 1 strike to Young. Young 0 for 6 lifetime against Ricky Nolasco.
Likes that curveball. Seen him throw it to right-handed hitters and left-handed hitters. Good time to play hit and run. Glass goes around the plate. 2-1 count.
Rollins doesn't go. The pitch is shot toward the right side. Could be 2. Echeverria handles a tough throw, but still turns the double play. 4-6-3. Phillies do get a leadoff single, but Jimmy Rollins is wiped away on the double play. We go to the second. 5, then Sunday at 2:35. Sunday is StubHub Mother's Appreciation Day. A Chase Utley tote bag free to women 15 and over. Order your tickets now for both games at Phillies.com. Justin Ruggiano leads it off as we go to the top of the second. Ruggiano swings at the first pitch, and it's 0-1. Pettibone talked earlier this week about soaking in or soaking up all of the information he can while he's here, from Roy Halladay, Cole Hamels, Cliff Lee, Kyle Kendrick, guys like that. It truly is an asset wherever Pettibone goes the rest of this year to have the opportunity to pick their brain on a daily basis.
Yeah, pitching the big leagues like this with experienced guys around you.
Kyle certainly has picked Roy's brain over the last few years. Picked up some of his work habits during spring training. Just off the inside corner, 3-2. That time of year. All-Star game will be up at Citi Field. Punch your ballots while you're here at the ballpark. Go online at Phillies.com to do the same. Three and 2 the count to Ruggiano. And the 8th pitch of this at bat. Out toward right field. That's pretty well hit. Young going back toward the track. Jumps and makes the catch. What a way. Not learning a new position, but certainly learning a new ballpark. And Delman Young puts the first out on the board.
Well, you talked last night, Tom, that he said he feels that he can play deep and go back and get the ball like that. And he did a good job of really staying under control. He knew where the fence was because he had his hand back, and he made sure he didn't get too close to it and hit his shoulder when he jumped.
Here's Marcell Ozuna, a .364 hitter in the big leagues. He's 4 for 11. And he hits that one a ton. Deep down the left field line, but foul. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Tonight is the 13th annual Teacher Appreciation Night here at the ballpark. And the Phillies always do a wonderful thing for their players. And Murph has more on that. Murph?
All right, thank you very much, Tom. I certainly do. Say hello to Paula Grana, who was the high school physical education teacher for Ryan Howard. And always a great athlete, I would imagine, Paula. Well, first, let's talk about the experience. You come here and visit Philadelphia for the first time. What kind of experience has it been so far for you?
This has been amazing for us. We have never been here. The Phillies have treated us incredibly well. Enjoyed seeing Ryan, obviously, but also enjoyed this beautiful city and all it has to offer.
Well, Ryan, you taught Ryan for 4 years in high school, physical education. Give us a little dirt on him. We have to know what kind of student was he? And I would imagine he was kind of a gym rat at that point, huh?
He was definitely a gym rat. Had to coax him back to English and math every now and then. If you know anything about Ryan, he's a jokester. He loves to have fun, but not too much. Just enough to keep a teacher in line also and enjoy what I do.
And then here you are a few years later. What was it like when you got that phone call and you understood that you were being honored by Ryan and by the Phillies organization for being such a terrific teacher and having such an impact in his life?
Oh, it's incredible. I jokingly have told my husband it's like a workout that you didn't do when your heart rate goes up. We've just so amazing. Never thought anything like this would happen, and we're just having a ball.
Well, Ryan certainly is one of the good ones. Welcome to Philadelphia. Enjoy your time here, and congratulations on the award.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys, back upstairs.
All right, Murph, thank you. Of course, Ryan went to Lafayette High School outside of St. Louis. And Mom and Dad did a great job raising him to be a true gentleman. And his teachers did a great job as well. That ball just got into the seats. Dominic Brown gave it a look. Each and every year the Phillies have Teacher Appreciation Night. And this is the 13th annual Teacher Appreciation Night. And some of the great teachers from the Delaware Valley were honored prior to tonight's ball game. And they were honored based on essays that one of their students sent in. It's tough to choose who the teachers are normally going to be for this night because there's so many great ones out there. But some of the essays, if you get a chance to go to Phillies.com and read them, they are what it's all about when it comes to education and educating our kids. Chase Utley retires Rob Brantley. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. Here are all the teachers from the Delaware Valley who were presented with their awards prior to the start of the ball game. A whole lot of smiles here in Philadelphia. Now that's a jacket. And Howard is due to lead it off here in the bottom of the second inning. Prior to the ball game, one of the young men who nominated his teacher, A.J. Monkman, who goes to Hopewell Elementary School in Center Valley, Pennsylvania, he nominated his Braille teacher, Beth Ann Molinari. His Braille teacher. He presented Ryan Howard with a special wristband. A.J. has LCA, which is Leber's congenital amaurosis, and is legally blind, and that wristband is part of the cause that he is so faithful to, and he gave it to Ryan Howard to wear, and there it is. Ryan Howard decides to wear it for tonight's ball game.
He could pop one for him.
And that would be a great end to the story. And the wristband is in Braille. AJ's essay about Beth was done in Braille, and if you get a chance to read it, as we said, some of the stories are very special. 2-0 the count to Ryan Howard.
Well, it's nice to honor teachers. We all had our favorite teachers, and mine still watches the games. His name's Dr. William Capriati, and I get letters from him every once in a while. And what a terrific teacher he was, and what he made an impression he made on all of us in Marple Newtown. And it's really neat to hear from him.
2 balls, no strikes, the count to Ryan Howard. And Ryan rips one deep to right field. There you go, A.J. A solo home run. It's 1-0 Phillies.
I guess he popped one for him.
He sure did. Number 5 for Ryan Howard. His 4th homer in his last 9 games. And he's starting to heat up.
Boy, that had some serious top spin on it, too. It looked like a home run off the bat, and then it started coming down so fast. I wonder if he was going to make it. He thought it had a chance. Watch how quickly it comes down really fast. Boy, he did a good job with his front foot there. Just a little toe tap. And look out, folks, because that's going to hurt when it hits your hands.
Well, Catherine Bell of Summerdale, you've just won $100 thanks to Ryan Howard's home run. And McDonald's home run payoff. Delman Young sends one to left center field. Ruggiano is out there, and he tracks it down. Delman Young sent that a long way for a ball that he hit toward the end of the bat.
I think it was a breaking ball. That's the reason he may have hit it towards the end of the bat. He may pulled off just a little bit. Here's a home run again. Now watch this go up, and it's coming down really fast with all that top spin right through that guy's hands. It probably was better for him that he didn't catch that.
That's true. All right, if we put his home run up against Dominic Brown's from last night, whose went out faster?
I think Brown's did.
Ryan Howard's teacher got a chance to see him hit a home run. Now she can get up, maybe go get something to eat, get a drink, and then come back and watch his next at bat.
Sounds like she and her husband were really enjoying the city.
How could you not?
Really? On a day like this, too. Day, night.
One ball, one strike the count to Brown. 3 for 4 last night. And it's 1-2. Got him with a breaking pitch. 2 outs. And the first strikeout for Nolasco.
Seen that a lot from Ricky Nolasco over the years, using that curveball very effectively, especially against guys that aren't used to it. And Dominic Brown would fit into that.
Kratz caught last night. Carlos Ruiz back behind the plate tonight. Carlos will probably catch tomorrow and Sunday afternoon as the Phils wrap up this homestand. Outside 2-0.
They'll overshift Carlos the other way too, kind of like Michael Young, where they're playing him, give him the alley towards left center and play him towards right center. Basically give him the line in left field, figuring he's not going to pull it. It's interesting with Nolasco because he will throw you off speed stuff. But they just feel more than anything they'll trust Nolasco. They'll keep the ball away from him. They'll pitch him away, play him away.
Mike Redmond, the first-year manager for the Marlins. Carlos gets the green light. He swats it foul, and it's 3-1. Whoop. Oh, he dropped it. Everybody else is going after it. Uh-oh.
This could be interesting.
It could be very interesting. I don't envy the guy. Back toward the middle, a base hit for Ruiz.
Chooch always loved to hit here. First AB back, base hit. And those guys, Greg Dobbs has a chance to catch up with a lot of people down there at first base.
But Revere back in the starting lineup. Revere sat out yesterday because he had a bruised finger from a slide he made in the game against the Indians. He had it all wrapped up before the ball game yesterday. He had x-rays. X-rays were negative. He seemed to be a little concerned, he said, before the x-rays because the swelling was so thick. But with treatment, said it was feeling better yesterday. He was prepared to pinch hit if they needed him. Takes a curveball for strike 2.
Looked at a lot of video today with Wally Joyner, Steve Henderson, and Charlie Manuel. Charlie was talking about on his radio show that they're trying to cut down some of the motion in his hands and get him to load quicker. And they watched film from Minnesota, and they thought they saw some things that maybe they could work on, and they talked to him about it. Now what he doesn't want to do is go up there and think about it too much.
There goes the runner, and the pitch is outside. No throw, and Carlos Ruiz has his first stolen base of the year.
They weren't paying much attention to him, and he took advantage of that. Nolasco threw a big old high leg kick up there, and he just went. Now they have the base open, but they have 2 strikes on the 8-hole hitter. You have a veteran pitcher, a younger catcher, and this is where they just, you know, Redmond will trust Nolasco here that they won't get hurt. You don't want to walk a guy in the 2nd inning, the 8-hole hitter, when you have 2 strikes on him, in my opinion. But now you hope that maybe Ben can hurt him a little bit here. Outfield is really shallow.
Line drive, base hit to right field. He did hurt him. Here comes Ruiz, and the Phillies are up 2-0. RBI single for Ben Revere, his 5th of the year, and it was all set up by the stolen base for Ruiz. And the fact that Nolasco threw one right around the plate.
Well, yeah, he tried to throw something off speed, I guess, to get him to chase, but he threw a strike. A nice job on just a real quick load with his hands, and bam. That was just what Charlie was talking about before the game, that they were trying to get him to do. They thought he was moving his hands around, dropping them, and doing all these things and not loading in time. They thought, well, let's try this, see what happens. If you can work on it a little bit, be aware of it, we'll see.
He's a confident kid. You know, he, even with all the struggles he's had, said he feels okay at the plate. He said he feels like he's driving some balls, not every ball. Well, that one he was able to drive.
And he hit it in a perfect spot, too, because they play him so shallow in left and center that it would have been hard to score Ruiz even with 2 outs. But when he hit it to right field and hit it towards the line, it scored him easily.
2 balls, no strikes the count to Pettibone. 1 for 3. Outside, 3-0.
Charlie said one of the things they were trying to do is they wanted to bring him in the office, talk to him about it, and then go look at the video, not overwhelm him with too much information, but they thought they had found something that could help him.
On the outside corner, 3-1.
How could he not get a 3-0 green light?
Well, because he walked in his first Major League at bat, so they felt like he had a good eye.
Smoked a ball in New York the other day.
Toyota Major League scoreboard. Pirates on a home run by Andrew McCutchen, up 1-0, bottom of the 2nd.
Charlie's over there talking to Mix. He would just tell him to do this with his hands. Mix enjoying this, being in the dugout.
Looks like he's enjoying that particular conversation, too.
Well, beats warming up pitchers.
Revere goes. The pitch is low. It's ball 4. He just walked the pitcher.
Well, Nolasco's kicking himself around out there for allowing that hit with 2 outs and 2 strikes on the 8-hole hitter. And he totally lost his concentration to Pettibone, and you see what happened. He walked it.
Log on to csnphilly.com and click on In-Game Live to enhance your game experience on your computer, smartphone, or tablet. Get in-depth stats and join the social buzz. Plus a new interactive feature. Your vote will determine tonight's player of the game. In-Game Live only at csnphilly.com. Rollins singled his first time up. Inside and low, 1-0. Revere and Pettibone. Rollins pulls it toward first. One step to his left, Dobbs. And the inning is over. The Phillies, though, score 2 runs. The first one on a home run by Ryan Howard. That'll help Jonathan Pettibone. Ryan Howard settling in and starting to get hot. Look at this sizzler. Just got out over the fence in right field. Phillies up 2-0 as we go to the 3rd. Question. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. And please submit your answer on the subject line. Wheels, there's the question. Roy Halladay earned his 200th career win versus the Marlins. What team did he beat for his 100th win?
It was probably an American League team.
Pretty good chance it was an American League team. The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning.
I just said there's a pretty good chance. Now there's a chance.
Pretty good chance.
That it could have been in interleague play.
Pretty good chance it was a National League West team, too.
Right.
Echeverria leads it off, swings at the first pitch. It's 0-1. Echeverria 189 with a home run. He tripled yesterday. Pitch just outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rollins at shortstop. 5 in a row, retired by Pettibone. 3 groundouts and 2 fly balls. Down to Atlanta, the Mets have taken a 2-0 lead over the Braves. John Buck has hit his 10th home run, a 2-run shot. They weren't sure what they were getting with John Buck. They thought they were getting a good receiver who really underachieved last year with the Miami Marlins.
Boy, he is off to some start.
Velasco takes high, 1-0. When the Phillies saw the Mets last weekend at Citi Field, he had cooled off.
Yeah.
He did hit a home run, but he was in a slump. However, he's continuing to hit home runs. He's already doubled the home run total from all the Mets catchers a year ago.
Marlins are going. Who's that guy?
Out toward right field, Delman Young with his second chance. 2 outs. And Juan Pierre is the batter.
Nice to get a young pitcher. It's not a big lead, but it's a lead. And those things, it's so much easier to pitch that way where there isn't so much pressure on you all the time.
Numbers aside, what has stood out about Pettibone is his composure in his first few games. He hasn't really faced anything traumatic, but nothing changes. Body language, facial expression, everything is the same.
He doesn't seem to get rattled.
Back toward the box, and Pettibone has an easy inning. He's retired 7 straight. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. Chase Utley will lead it off when we get back for the bottom of the 3rd. The Toyota Time Sales Event is going on now. Toyota, let's go places. By Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEFF now for an appointment. And by W.B. Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. Bottom of the third, fills up 2-0. We'll send Chase Utley, Michael Young, and Ryan Howard to the plate. And joining us up here in the booth is Phillies Assistant General Manager Scott Profrock. We appreciate you finding your way to the television booth.
It's not a very far walk from where I sit, Tom, but I appreciate you having me.
Obviously, Jonathan Pettibone making another start. I was just saying to Wheels that what stands out, and I know you saw him in the minor leagues a little bit, he is so composed. Nothing seems to rattle him at all.
Well, and I think it's actually getting better as he gains confidence, and he's really has a good pace out there, and is really going right at the hitters, and so far so good.
Chase Utley hits a scorcher deep to right field. Gone! And as fast as he hits the ball out of the yard, that's how quick he runs around the bases. Home run number 6. 3-0 Phillies. Second solo home run of the night.
Ricky Nolasco has done a good job here in this ballpark over the years, keeping the ball in the ballpark. Only 3 home runs overall this year until tonight. 2 left-handed hitters have gotten him, both on fastballs, and that will really jump.
So Howard's gone, now Young's gone.
That'll help Pettibone's confidence as well. Get some support from the team.
We're just talking about that before you came in, Scott. That so much easier for any pitcher, especially a young pitcher, pitch with a lead.
Yeah, I mean, again, one of the things that we struggled with a little bit is getting runs, and when especially for Cole and for Cliff last year and a little bit here recently, and it's awful hard to pitch when you feel like you can't make a mistake. Yeah. So,
well, it's nice to see the offense getting the burst. Howard, Utley, now Young's up at the plate against Nolasco with the count 1 ball and 1 strike. And he fouls that one away. It's 1-2. After Ryan Howard, Delman Young is coming up, and his bat will be a boost for this ball club. I know you were with him when he was in Tampa. He's had a couple plays so far in right field. I talked to him about playing the outfield yesterday. 20 minutes, and just broke it down like I had never heard anybody break it down before.
I mean, I said it the other day when we were talking about him. He's a baseball player. He's been around the game his whole life, and he knows what he's doing out there. It may not, both the plays he made there, he's not going to look smooth. That's never been his. He's not that kind of a player. He doesn't have that that look to him. But he'll get to the spot and he'll make the play. And he did it. He did it both times tonight, and then last night. In any ball that's been out there, he's charged it, come up throwing. So, like I said, he's a baseball player.
What was he like? There's been misconceptions sometimes. A guy goes organization. You had him when he was very young. What is he really like as a person?
I mean, he's different from his brother. His brother was very outgoing, very gregarious. Delman's a little more, private and reserved. But I rode in with him into the cab the other day, coming back when he came to Cleveland. I had gone home to Baltimore, and we ended up being on the same flight. And he gave me a complete scouting report on our AAA team, our Clearwater team, and the extended program, all through, everybody he liked. And, he, like I said, he...
Uh-oh. How about this? Ryan Howard's trying for 3, and he's not going to get there.
I'm speechless.
Well, Ozuna was having trouble with it in the corner, and Ryan decided to give it an extra burst over to third. They appreciate the effort here in Philadelphia.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they do. They'd rather be at second with 1 out. But, Jimmy's going to laugh about it. His mind, it was one of those things where his head was in the right spot, but the legs just failed him to be able to get there. Here it is, as Tom says, a little trouble. Ozuna's never been here before, so a little trouble in the corner. But to his credit, they made a really good relay play on this, and he's out.
He's got a good arm out there, too.
That was a good job.
Well, now 2 outs. And Delman Young, the batter, he takes a breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-1.
They play him the other way. Notice that he hits a lot of balls to the right of second base. Is that his MO?
Yeah, that's one of the things that he was really excited about coming here was the right hit the ball to right center field. He's got power all over the ballpark. And like I was saying before, he played center field when we first signed him. He wasn't going to play there because we had Baldelli and Crawford. He wasn't going to play there when he got to the major leagues, but he was an above average right fielder, and he's been slowed the last couple of years because of the ankle, but he's got good instincts for the game.
And here's the catch earlier in the ball game. He found where the wall was.
Yep, went to the spot and made the catch.
Yeah, and he made sure he didn't get too close and catch his shoulder on the wall, which was good.
In the dirt, 2-2 the count.
But you would say for the most part he's going to be a guy that's going to hit the ball the other way.
Yeah, he can hit it out of any part of the ballpark. He's got that kind of power.
Because he looks like he waits a long time.
Yep.
That kind of hitter.
And like I said, I think that's really attractive for him to hit the ball that way in this ballpark.
Yeah, we hit one out in Cleveland the other night that way.
2-2 the count to Delman Young. Ground ball foul. All right, Dominic Brown's on deck. Good night last night for Dominic. Really good swings. Obviously the home run and then the looper to right and then the ball he hit the other way to left. What do you see? What do you think so far?
Well, I think it's a lot of the same things we talked about with Jonathan Pettibone. It's a matter of him, gaining confidence. We had a great spring. Charlie said it, when we left spring training, another bell's going to ring. We got to see how he reacts. And he's had his ups and downs a little bit, but I mean, honestly, this is really the first time he's had a job, from day one.
Well, Delman Young is down on strikes to wrap up the third. Scott, we appreciate you coming on and getting us that home run. It's always great when we have guests and they bring offense with them.
I like it.
Scott Profrock, the Phillies assistant general manager, get a chance to see Chase Utley swing the bat and go yard here in the third. Phillies up 3-0 as we move to the top of the fourth. Cup of Green Mountain Coffee. K-Cups delivered in all the flavors you love. By who but W.B. Mason. Ricky Nolasco talking to Chuck Hernandez and Rob Brantley. He's given up 2 home runs in this ball game. A solo shot to Howard, a solo shot to Utley. Donovan Solano leads it off. Solano singled his first time up against Pettibone. Knees 1-1. So far, Pettibone's kept the ball down, and Carlos Ruiz has called mostly fastball, Sarge, in the first 3 innings.
Yeah.
And there's a breaking pitch.
Yeah, just off speed throwing. He wants to be able to do that. Most importantly, though, getting ahead of the hitters. Therefore, you can bounce one up. Doesn't necessarily have to throw another strike to get him out.
That ball's hit well deep to left center field, and it is gone.
Well, you can't throw him up there. For whatever reason, that breaking ball, when it hangs, we'll get a chance to see it goes a long way. Well, this is how you hit a breaking ball. Slow feet. You can see the ball up in the zone. Look how he leaves the bat up there. Just drives that ball. That's a long way to hit a ball. But again, those breaking pitches that hang more than likely get out of the ballpark.
Solo home run. Here's Polanco. Fielder's choice his first time up. We mentioned Donovan Solano had some good swings last night. He had 2 hits. Tonight he has 2 hits, including his 3rd career home run.
Yeah, again, this is one of those clubs you don't want to stick around or be close to.
Broke his bat, rolled right off the back of the mound. So Polanco's retired. Here's Greg Dobbs. Dobbs grounded out his first time up. Marlins as a team came into this ball game hitting .229 compared to the Phillies, who were at .246.
Well, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it really is in terms of the average. Obviously, the higher the average, more run production you should probably end up having.
Dobbs fights off the first pitch, fouls it back. It's 0-1.
Dobbs has kind of found himself a home there in Miami, getting plenty of playing time. A lot of times it just means the team that you're with that you get that playing time with.
3-1 on the putout. Now there are 2 outs. I think there's a chance that Greg Dobbs is traded before the trade deadline because he can come off the bench for a team or play first base.
And you would think maybe that might happen. Just depends on the direction that they want to go into. Maybe they have a younger player in the minor leagues that they want to have at first base, so therefore they can afford to really be able to trade him. But he's in a position now, I mean, where he's just playing every day. May not have that luxury with some of the other clubs there that would be in the league.
With a low to Ruggiano, it's 2 balls and no strikes. .50 pitches for Pettibone with 2 outs here in the 4th. 8 roundouts so far. There's a dribbler up the third base line. Nice job by that little guy, Sharon. Inside, 3-1.
Make sure this is in a good spot. You want ground balls, you got to throw that ball somewhere near that knee area, hopefully with a little bit of sink.
Out toward right field. Young out toward the track. He has room, and that'll do it for the top of the 4th. So a solo home run by Donovan Solano puts the Marlins on the board. Phillies up 3-1 as we move to the bottom of the 4th. Drive today, only during Nissan's Sign and Drive event. Shop at ChooseNissan.com. By Citizens Bank, where good banking is good citizenship. Is it the time you experience good banking? And by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. 3-1, Phillies on top, bottom of the fourth. Dominic Brown is due to lead it off. And with more on Dominic Brown, let's bring in Murph. Murph?
All right, thank you very much, T-Mac. Wally Joyner, the Phillies assistant hitting coach, talking to some reporters today about Dom Brown and about the good night he had last night and about what they're hoping to see more of from Dom Brown. And that is, consistent patience up there at the plate. He said when Dom is going well, he's having patient at-bats. He's allowing, himself to see a couple pitches, making the pitcher work, and really going out and hitting his pitch. He says when he gets himself into trouble, he's a little bit too aggressive and is not seeing those kind of pitches. And also, it forces the pitcher to kind of have to challenge him, and those are the pitches that, he can handle and that he's driving. So, he said you got to remember that Dom is still a very young player, and he's going to continue to get better each and every day. And obviously, every time he gets in a bat in the big leagues, it's a learning process. But, they're real happy with where he is right now, and they want to continue to see him improve.
The 0-2 pitch to Brown. Brown ball, foul.
I tell you what, I think that's pretty good there. He has a tendency too, Murph, for me to be a little bit long at times. He's more of a hitter that will hit the ball out over the plate. But Wally's right, you got to have patience. And again, though, he can hit the ball. He can hit a fastball. That's something you can't teach. Looked like a pretty good pitch right there. But take a look at this home run last night. That's short and quick to the ball there. And, he knew the ball was out. That's a line drive they got out of here. And he's a line drive hitter. He keeps that up. That average is going to continue to rise.
And Sarge, another thing that we talked about so much when he was, hot in spring training was the confidence level and the feeling of belonging here. And I think, when he first arrived up after coming north from spring training, maybe there's a little bit of an adjustment period for him. But, the more confident he feels up at the plate, obviously the better he's going to do. Very good point there. Knowing that you're going to be in that lineup every day, that gives you the confidence. And again, a young player that's going to go through ups and downs, he needs to get off to somewhat of a quick start just to kind of keep the confidence up there. And once he has it, he can go on from there and start to rise and even play better.
Well, they're pitching him differently tonight compared to last night. It's all soft stuff. And there's just not a fastball to be had for Dominic Brown in his first two at-bats.
Yeah, but Ricky, this is what he does to this club. He goes through the first time up. Usually it's all like soft stuff to kind of set the hitters up, and then he'll go hard. Ryan Howard, he comes in off the plate. That was a mistake that he ended up hitting out over the plate, but that's what you want to hit. You want to hit the mistakes.
3-2 pitch coming to Brown. Breaking ball hit in the air down the right field line. Fair or foul, it is a fair ball! Off the pole, back-to-back games for Dominic Brown. It's a 4-1 ball game.
Well, Murph, right on cue. That's some of that patience there that you're actually talking about. And not only that, coming back the next night, being able to hit the ball hard, that's also some of the things that Wally Joyner's talking about. They want to see him day in and day out be able to make solid contact. Take a look at it, another hanging ball, and where do they go? Usually out of the ballpark.
Murph, you have anybody else you want to talk about tonight so we can get some more success offensively?
Let me tell you a little bit about Carlos Ruiz, guys. We're going to just keep this thing rolling.
Talked about Ryan Howard getting the wristband. He hits a home run. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Ruiz. Outside and low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, for Dominic Brown, 5 home runs, 14 runs batted in. He's homered in back-to-back games.
Well, and even though the ball is hanging, you still got to be able to make solid contact.
That was a hanger there when Ruiz fouled it back.
Now he's making a real good effort in trying to stay up the middle.
5 homers in the last 2 games, all solo shots. For Chase Utley, his home run tonight is 205th, which moves him into 8th place all time for the Phillies. Trees is down on strikes. Look at the home runs the Phillies have hit the last couple of days, and for each one hit this year, one tree will be planted by the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society as part of Home Runs for Trees, a partnership between the Phillies, PHS, and Aramark. Home Runs for Trees is part of Plant 1 Million, a project to restore the region's tree coverage. For more information, visit phillies.com/red goes green. Ben Revere takes high, 1-0.
Well, Ben coming up with a clutch RBI.
I know you were listening about what we were talking about the hands, loading quicker. You agree with all that?
Yeah, I mean, that's all important. That's all important stuff. Especially the load, which means you should really be going back. When that pitcher is coming back, you should be going back. But again, sometimes hitters have a tendency to go forward a little too quick, and when you do that, that ball's going to move on you. Therefore, again, very difficult to hit. Steve Henderson, hitting coach, is looking on, feeling a little better tonight.
Revere retired by Solano, 2 outs. And here comes Pettibone.
I tell you though, when you start getting performances like this, Pettibone along with Kyle Kendrick, you expect really to roll off some games, especially with the other 3 from Hamels and Lee, and along with Holiday. In the back end, really, these guys have been doing one heck of a job so far this season, especially Kyle Kendrick with the way that he's been pitching.
Pettibone the opposite way, and Pierre over toward the line. Well, he must have been battling a little bit of a breeze there as he makes that catch. Dominic Brown, the 3rd leadoff home run of the game for the Phillies. This one just fair off the pole. 2nd home run in the last 2 nights for Brown. Phillies up 4-1. Behind the Pinstripes Sunday at 2 on PHL 17, and you also can watch a stream simulcast on Phillies.com, a special preview show of the Phillies Charities fantastic auction. It is a great event. You won't want to miss it. It benefits Phillies Charities Incorporated. Make sure you tune in to Behind the Pinstripes with Scott Palmer. It's an 11-day online auction online auction featuring 47 unique experiences and collectible items.
Can't wait.
Wait till you see the list, folks. We're not going to ruin the surprise, but there's an awful lot of great things that you can take advantage of. So tune in Sunday to see him for the first time. Marcell Ozuna leads it off here in the 5th, and he grounds one foul. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike to him. Jonathan Pettibone has a 3-run lead to work with.
Talked with Ozuma's father there from Dominican today. He actually talks about that throwing technique. He actually taught him how to do that as he whips a double down the left field line. This guy's going to be a pretty good player, no doubt about it. But it doesn't surprise me, again, coming from Dominican. They love that baseball sport. And his dad remembered when I actually played with in Santo Domingo for Escogido. He used to go to the games, he said. And he said that he was so happy to be able to be in this ballpark to see his son play.
Must be a thrill. When you say he taught him his throwing technique.
Yes. And being able to go back to the wall and being able to have.
Oh, so that wasn't a mistake.
Oh, no. He was taught that. He was taught that. And as a matter of fact, his father said he should have gotten off a better throw than what he did. So I said, well, if it had been on target, he said it would have been bang, bang. He says his son has one of the best arms, and he's right. Long tossing, he said, developed his arm, just a lot of long tossing, but that's God-given talent. No doubt about it.
We talk so much about guys getting behind their throw.
Yeah.
Well, he got behind it in a big way.
He had something on it going that far.
Now, did his dad say why he taught him that style?
Well, he wants to have all the momentum going in toward the plate. And he felt that not having that, going back on it, doesn't give you the best opportunity to throw a runner out. A lot of times, though, just with regular fly balls, we were always taught, get in a throwing position in order to, just to make it a habit, as opposed to just nonchalantly catching a ball. You want good habits when you're out there playing.
Fly ball towards center field. Ben Revere, he gets behind it. Ozuna's not tagging. 1 out. And Echeverria is the batter. This is what Sarge is talking about. Sarge, walk us through it here.
Yeah, this is exactly what I'm saying. You see how the ball's up in the air. Now he's all the way back. He wants that momentum going toward the plate. Now take a look at him, almost on that warning track. Now he's getting ready to come through. Take a look at this arm, and you're right, almost like that Mondesi, maybe a little 2 steps, but he whips it in 1 hop. Anytime you see a fielder throwing that ball and it's 1 hop that carries, you know he has a good arm.
I wasn't sure whether it was a mistake or not, if he just misjudged it or if that was his style. It's great to know because you don't see that often.
No.
That's a style.
Yeah, and again, though, this is the way you were normally taught in the minor leagues. Always have that momentum going toward whatever base that you're actually throwing to. That was just great technique. You don't see it all the time, and you usually just you take it as a given, but it stands out because you have so many players today that nonchalantly just catch the ball.
Echeverria grounded out to Rollins his first time up. And a cutter for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Good pitch there. Just a little light movement on the ball as it had it in a good spot.
That'll get the runner over to third, but they'll exchange that movement for the ground out. And Velasco is due to come up. MLB.com at bat is the #1 source for live baseball everywhere you go. Available for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10. At bat delivers Phillies baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, news, highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit Phillies.com for details. Velasco fly to right in the 3rd.
one of the teams Velasco really likes to pitch against. He's had good success against the Fighting Fields. It's like we talk about hitters sometime liking to face certain pitchers. Well, there are pitchers that like certain teams when they have success. Not too much tonight, however. Still needs a quality strike. Just don't want to be throwing the ball right down the middle.
Chopper to short. And Pettibone works around a leadoff double here in the fifth. No runs, one hit, one man left in scoring position. We've played 4.5. It's the Phillies 4 and the Marlins 1. This time, though, at Citizens Bank Park. All fans coming to the game on the 14th receive that Phillies cap right there. It's 10th Respiratory Asthma Awareness Night. Night game on Tuesday, day game on Wednesday the 15th. It's a Citizens Bank Business Person Special. Last of the fifth, top of the order due up for the Phillies. It'll be Rollins, Utley, Michael Young. Phillies tonight have 3 leadoff home runs. One by Howard in the second, one by Utley in the third, and then Dominic Brown in the fourth. Howard and Utley have homered in the same game 49 times. That's the highest total for a pair of Phillies teammates.
Wow.
History of the franchise. Rollins takes outside, 1-0. Rollins 1 for 2.
That's always great when you have 2 guys in your lineup, preferably back-to-back, that can do sort of the same damage. There's that curveball again that Velasco brings out. When you talk about teammates hitting home runs, I mean, you got to think Hank Aaron and who was that at third base? Eddie Matthews?
Eddie Matthews, yeah. Dobbs circles, tosses to Velasco, 3-1 on the putout. For years, StubHub has been the place to find great Phillies tickets. This season, you can get more with your tickets thanks to StubHub Fan Rewards. So get to StubHub and grab your seats today.
Well, here's that breaking ball again. How about this in the third inning there, or maybe a little changeup or something away. He went down and got that as he pulls that ball again. So I'm used to seeing there where he just snaps that ball there hitting with his wrist.
Dudley now with 6 home runs, 21 runs batted in.
And doesn't use a very big bat at all, and really almost kind of light. Surprised of the way that he ended up having that many home runs in the years past.
Hooks that one to second. Oh, Solano misplayed it.
Well, not hit as hard as he thought it was. That's a play a second baseman should make. And top spin on it as it came toward him. That's a situation where, for me, he let the ball play him. See how he's backing up on it. Hits his glove. It's a ball that he should catch simply because it didn't hit as hard as he probably thought it was. He's probably a little angry with himself.
6 errors now for Solano. He had 1 last night. And 1 here tonight. That leaves it open for Michael Young. Headed to a double play. Lined out his last time. So he's 0 for 2.
Yeah, they like to throw him in with a man on because he has an inside-out swing. You know, and if it doesn't, you know, get in that air, usually it's right at the fielder. You can tell that with those 8 double plays that he has so far this year.
Ground ball toward third. Polanco, a step to his right. They get 1, and they get 2.
Wow.
Michael Young has bounced into 2 double plays in this ball game. That was awfully close over at first. 9 double play balls for Michael Young so far this season. Radar for some time with big names alongside him in the rotation, and he continues to do so while clicking off wins for the Phils. The 7th-year pitcher has won 10 of his last 15 starts going back to last August, and he is unbeaten in his last 5 outings. KK leads the rotation with a low 2.43 ERA. He is consistently leading his team to success, and it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Changing the game. Michael Young just hit it to his 2nd double play of the night. It looked like he was safe with the naked eye, and we got a chance to see the replay as Charlie Manuel came out to argue with Chad Fairchild. And he did beat the throw. There you see his foot's on the bag, and the ball has not arrived in Greg Dobbs' glove. Yeah,
Charlie doesn't come out as he really knows usually that ball is, that player's either safe or on defense. They end up catching the ball or throwing them out.
Chad Fairchild, the first base umpire.
So all judgment.
1 ball, no strikes the count to Pierre. Shows bunt, takes a strike. Juan Pierre reached a milestone last night with his 600th career stolen base. And it was nice to see. I was glad he did it in this ballpark because we had so much fun with Juan last season. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Murph, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy than Juan Pierre.
Well, that certainly is the truth, Tom. And, you know, he's the 9th fastest player to ever reach 600 stolen bases in his career. He is now the 14th overall and tops among active players in stolen bases. And Sarge, I know you got a chance to talk to him today. You know, he's been doing that kind of thing his entire career, getting on base and making things happen. And he was pretty pleased to do it here in Philadelphia as well.
Well, you're right about that. That bunt there, too, he practices on that. But you look at exactly where he is there with those 600 stolen bases. He was thrilled to be able to get that bag from the Phillies there. I think they presented it to him after the game there. Jimmy Rollins was around and also congratulated him on stealing that many bases. And when you look at a guy like Juan Pierre, yeah, he's a fast runner, but he's one of those guys that got the most out of his ability, getting to the ballpark early, and just no nonsense when it comes to working out. One of those guys, a small guy, to letting you know, don't have to be a guy that hit that ball out of the ballpark or driving, hitting doubles. You can score runs, steal bases, and have a long career like he's had so far in the major leagues.
He takes his lead off first. The pitch just low, 1-1. Well, he received the bag, which was a great gesture.
Oh, yeah.
He received the lineup card, and he received 10 game balls from last night. And I think he's going to pass some of those game balls off to some of his family members. A great milestone. What did Rollins, what were you guys talking about?
Rollins was saying that it was a great feat. You know, and a lot of times when you say, okay, 600 bases, it may not be one of those milestones like maybe Ricky Henderson had where he actually remember getting his base. But 600 stolen bases, it's still quite a bit of bases to be able to steal in one's career. I mean, just to stay healthy long enough to be able to do that.
So Otto takes low, 2-2 the count.
And just to add to that, guys, you know, when you talk to Juan Pierre about that, he is so humble about it. And he just shakes his head and says he can't believe that he's done it either, that he's been in the game long enough to get to a milestone like that. You know, he thought it was pretty special when he hit 500 stolen bases a couple years back, and now to get to 600, and there he goes. Looking for number 601. But, you know, we talk about it happening to such a nice guy, and you watch him and you watch the way he prepared last year, and I'm sure the Marlins are seeing the same thing this year. It really is remarkable to think of what kind of career he has had and the numbers that he's put up.
Yeah, Murph, too. And when he runs with those gloves, too, in his hand. And the reason that he has that is because once you're going into that bag, you don't want to have your fingers on it to break a finger or sprain a finger and get you out of that lineup. So what does he do? He wears gloves.
Yeah, guys used to just put dirt in their hands, and they would make a fist around that dirt. That would keep them from keeping those fingers stretched out. Well, there's going to come a point, if he chooses to be a coach, where he'll be a very good base running coach and could pass along a lot of knowledge. He goes, pitch is swung on and missed. Ruiz's throw is offline. Solano with his swing kind of got in the way of Carlos Ruiz, and it's stolen base number 601 for Pierre.
Yeah, that's a good point. Anytime the bat is swung, the catcher has to kind of stay back. He's not going to get off as good a throw. You can see Carlos there as he uses the transfer, but he didn't even get it there all the way. And notice how Juan, when he comes and he slides, there's that throw right over the top there. Actually bounced that particular throw.
Polanco's 0 for 2. Ground ball back to the box. Pettibone looks Pierre back. Boy, he did everything exactly the way you're supposed to.
Great job. Catch the ball to look the runner back. Nice little easy toss over to Ryan Howard at first base. Well, these are valuable games for Pettibone to be able to come up. But not only that, though, he's doing one heck of a job in coming up. These are some of the things that you don't expect. Sure, you're hoping you can get help from the minor leagues during the course of the season, but pitching-wise, you get a starter that comes right up. Boy, it's like having a diamond in the rough.
Well, he's pitching for John Ladden, who you just saw there. Ladden is progressing, as we were told yesterday. He said to us that he was riding a bike yesterday, which is good. He's out with a bad knee.
Yep.
Said he wishes if it was up to him, he'd be back tomorrow.
Well,
Said, but it's not up to him, and he probably isn't ready to be back tomorrow.
And he's a good competitor. Another guy that doesn't have a blazing fastball and counts on control for his part of the game, in and out.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Dobbs takes first pitch, I mean, literally right down the middle, and then program in your head sometimes as a hitter, no matter where you throw it, I'm going to swing.
And a called strike 3. Beautiful pitch. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Jonathan Pettibone. He is through 6 tonight against the Miami Marlins. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left in scoring position. He's dealing at an aggressive pace tonight against the Miami Marlins. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Phils up by 3. Stores. Go further. By Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. And by Mazda, we believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. Phillies up 4-1. Ben Franklin all lit up. Looking good. Phillies are looking good tonight. They've hit 3 home runs, one by the guy that's settling in at the plate right now. Ryan Howard now with 36 home runs and 99 runs batted in against the Marlins.
That's why, too, again, you like having him there in that lineup. He's the type of hitter when he's going good. Just about no one on the team has to hit, literally can carry that club.
Time now for our Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. That marks the 49th time Ryan Howard and Chase Utley have homered in the same game. Highest total of any teammates in Phillies history, and the highest of any teammates currently in Major League Baseball. That says a lot.
Yeah, it does. Well, it shows, first of all, the durability for both the players, and then not only that, now they got to go out there, and they have been the best players at their position at times.
Curveball waved at. Well, and on the contrary, it says a lot because they've both missed significant time the last couple of years.
That is the other thing. So being able to fight them their ways back and getting back to the way they feel they should hit is quite an accomplishment.
Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball. He lays off this time. 3-2.
This is the time when he tries to sneak that little fastball by you after he throws you a lot of those breaking pitches. That seemed to be a changeup. Now this ball here is up. Supposed to be down. A changeup. Boy, you got to get your hands out of the way when that's coming up there in the stands. Well, I'm telling you, that ball was ripped.
There's that fastball he tried to sneak by.
Yeah, that one up there too, and a little bit more discipline. Howard is on first base. And I've always thought too, pressure on the pitcher when it's 3-2, using that almost as if it's a hitting count.
Curveball.
Little bit quick on that. One of the reasons too, you want to have just slow feet. There are times too, though, that Ryan Howard doesn't even stride at all and uses his upper body to hit balls out.
Liner toward right center field. Ozuna makes the sliding grab. Well, that'll make Dad proud.
I tell you guys, you're looking at a pretty good player there. You go out a line drive like that, a lot of times you'll lose those in the lights. He's showing some athleticism. There's his dad right there, the blue shirt, Marlins hat on, very proud, from Dominican Republic. There's that line drive. Look how he comes in there. A little bit of circle, but boy, what a nice grab. Soft hands. They'll be able to catch that ball.
Delman Young fouls the first pitch, a curveball. It's 0-1. Well, Marcell Ozuna is just 22. Giancarlo Stanton, who's on the disabled list, is younger than Ozuna. So all the talk about trading Giancarlo Stanton, if you have that guy in Giancarlo Stanton in your outfield, I trade him.
Yeah, well, Giancarlo's right now not very happy there with the Marlins, and he's one of those guys that really does not want to be there on this team at this present time.
1-1 pitch to Young. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Close pitch, fastball away.
Now toward right center field. Ozuna on the run, and he's not going to get to it. Boy, that ball carried well. And Delman Young is going to pull him to second with a one-out double.
Good hitting. Stays on those balls. He's a pretty good breaking ball hitter, by the way. Delman Young likes to hit the ball. He can't hit that ball away. Powerful up in his body there. You see the breaking ball. He stayed right on it. Kind of hip hop there out of that batter's box as he gets to second base.
Second extra base hit of the year for Young. He homered in his first at bat in Cleveland.
Well, you can see how big that play is with that line drive being caught off of Ryan Howard.
He's still not going to give him a fastball.
No,
unless he has to.
Yeah. Again, though, dictating his at bat because of the way he hit previously. Now it's up to you to make sure that once you get the pitcher in that state of mind, you got to go on and make sure you hit the pitch you want to hit.
There you go. He got a fastball. He pulled his arms in, hooks it down the right field line, and it's a foul ball.
Well, you had a fastball in there. That's showing you got some quick hands. Take a look at it. And brings the bat through. He clears his hip. Watch his hips, how it clears, and his hands comes right through. like to see that a lot better than having them crack your bat and maybe the ball going to the shortstop or to the third baseman.
Curveball and a called strike 3. Paul Schreiber took a little extra time to think about that one.
It's a pretty good pitch there, curveball. All you want to do, if you could, foul it off. But see, let's take a look at his balance. See, he had anticipated a fastball, that ball away. See, and Dominic tried to go through his Academy Award saying, hey, that was a ball all the way. Kind of surprised him when he heard strike 3. I don't know about that one. Got Dominic kind of talking to himself a little bit on that curveball. Like to see a base hit here. Sorry, Tom, just to be able to see Dominic. I'm sorry.
Delman.
Mr. Young there run. 2 outs, so it shouldn't be a surprise. He should take off if it is a base hit.
Now, I didn't see the home plate umpire ask for time.
Yeah, I think Velasco kind of stopped on himself.
Is he allowed to do that?
No, I mean, he could have gone on and thrown the ball, but again, Carlos had actually moved out of the batter's box, so that's why, again, Velasco stopped. But unless you get the umpire to say, hey, listen, it's time out, if he throws and it's a strike, they're going to call it a strike. I'm surprised you didn't call it a ball.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Carlos grounds it to third. Polanco's throw in time to retire Ruiz, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. The Phillies hanging on to a 3-run lead as we've completed 6 here in Philly.
Honda dealers game summary. Some solo home runs here tonight. Donovan Solano has one for the Miami Marlins. Ricky Nolasco, that's what he's done. The Phillies hit him around a little bit. They don't usually do that to him in this ballpark. Phillies have now hit 9 straight solo home runs. Ryan Howard and Chase Utley, with it's the 49th time that they have homered in the same game. That's really impressive. What a duo they have been for a long time here. And Jonathan Pettibone doing a nice job again.
Well, time now for a Coors Light Freeze Cam, and this was earlier in the ballgame. Delman Young went back toward the scoreboard. First chance to get introduced to the out-of-town scoreboard. He makes the play. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Ruggiero leads it off here in the top of the 7th. Inside. Phillies will have bullpen action beginning this inning.
Right. They want to get somebody up in this inning. He's gotten them through 6, and they want to make sure that if he gets in any trouble that they're ready. Just don't have a history with him, so they don't know. You know, see, one of those guys is Antonio Bastardo gets out. He's one of those guys that get a little bit stronger as the game goes along. Does he lose his stuff? So you don't want to find out too late.
Inside 2-2. First 2 starts, he went 5 1/3 against the Pirates in his debut. And in his second outing, he went 5 innings against the Mets. And tonight he's gone 6 innings. He nearly stuck a fastball on the inside part of the plate there. Swing and a miss. He got it with some high heat. 3 strikeouts against the last 4 batters for Pettibone. These lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They'll each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. They also had some very good seats here in the Hall of Fame Club in section 226.
I've seen him sitting over there. That is a good seat.
Foul ball territory, Wheels.
Absolutely, with a left-handed hitter.
Did you hear the story Sarge was talking about with Marcelo Ozuna's family? His father's here, talking about the fact that they recognized Sarge. They used to watch him play in the Dominican Republic.
No.
Said he was taking pictures with them and stuff like that.
Wow, that's great. That's a long time since he played that.
Oh, yeah.
Since he played winter ball.
1 ball and 1 strike to count to Marcelo Ozuna. He's 1 for 2.
He has some tools. He's got some tremendous minor league power numbers. And he's strong. He's got a strong lower body. He's going to hit some homers up here. Hits out that open stance. He's already shown he's a pretty good outfield.
Liner to left field. Dominic Brown going back. He's not going to get there. He plays it off the wall well. Ozuna's going to stop at first. Outstanding.
He almost had that first major league home run halfway up the wall. And a good job there by Dominic Brown. There's his family. Sarge's fans. Now what he does here, he does a good job here of backing off. Can't catch it. Get away from the wall. And he's coming back to play the carom. And, you know, that's part of the learning process. He had a little trouble with that several times. And then hold the guy to a single because you're not going to try and stretch that when you're down by 3. And that's it for Pettibone.
So Charlie Manuel's going to go to the bullpen with the left-hander due up. Jonathan Pettibone. Excellent outing tonight. 6 1/3. The runner at first is his responsibility. He gets a nice round of applause from the crowd, and rightfully so. This is an AT&T call to the bullpen. The Phillies up by 3, and Antonio Bastardo's coming in. box score. The Phillies up 4-1. Take a look at some of the particulars. Chase Utley, Ryan Howard, and Dominic Brown have all homered tonight. 49th time that Howard and Utley have homered in the same game. Carlos Ruiz has scored a run. Ben Revere has an RBI. Jonathan Pettibone is done after 6 1/3, 5 hits, 3 strikeouts. The runner at first is his responsibility, but he'll give way to Antonio Bastardo.
Good with no walks, too. It's always good to see that on somebody's line, especially a young pitcher.
He's walked 2 so far in 16 1/3 here in the big leagues. So now Bastardo, 1-0, an ERA of 0.96. Bastardo last appeared in Sunday's game against the Mets. And the first pitch to Brantley, low, 1-0.
He's another guy they need to get into a game. Charlie was talking about that before the game, Charlie Manuel, that they really wanted to get some work for Adams and Papelbon last night. And we were kind of talking about on the air, he said Papelbon was going to get in that game. He didn't care what the score was because he needed it. They had him fully heated up and they needed to get him out there.
Way outside, 2-1. Brantley's grounded out to second. He's flied to center. Ozuna's at first after getting his second hit.
Brantley think he was done then?
I think there's a good chance he thought he was wrapped up.
I think he thought that was strike 3 and he was angry with himself. And all of a sudden it was like, oh, wait a minute. I'll just put cool head on back. Let's see his reaction. Swings, walks, and it was like, oop, wait a minute, that was only 2. I think he did. And you see how cool he went back? Oh, I knew. I had another one left.
Oh, just missed. Ball 4, and that puts 2 on. As the tying runners coming to the plate. First walk of the night. Pettibone didn't walk anyone.
Coglins are one move off the bench, left-handed, and then 4 right-handed batters, and that Austin Kearns down there with a bat right now.
The 7th is Bastardo's inning. Nobody else is throwing at this point.
Yeah, with that left-handed batter is one he's supposed to get out and make it a lot easier. Give yourself margin of error with 2 outs and just a man on first as opposed to what you're looking at now.
Echeverria is grounded out to Rollins and Utley tonight. Hitless in 2 at-bats. Ozuna leads off second. Brantley off first.
Chasing up. You may as well throw it up there.
I wonder if they'll go back there again since it's chasing. 2-2 the count. Inside. It was a fastball, but it was down 3-2. So first and second, 1 out. The count full. Austin Kearns on deck. The Phillies nursing a 3-run lead here in the top of the 7th. Inside, ball 4. Pretty close pitch.
Yeah, it sure looked like it. They thought it was a strike. Now you got big trouble. 2 walks.
Well, Rich Doobie out to the mound to talk to Bastardo. Austin Kearns is due up as a pinch hitter. So Ricky Nolasco's night is complete. Phillies now get bullpen action. Felipe Almont starts to throw. Monday, get ready for the Phillies series against the defending world champion Giants with a supersized edition of Phillies pregame live. Join Ricky Vitalico for a preview of Cliff Lee's matchup against Madison Bumgarner before the Phils Giants game Monday night at 9:15 right here on Comcast Sportsnet. We live Phillies. Well, we certainly do.
Yeah, got that right.
There's Almont.
You know, they didn't want anybody up in this inning. As you said, this is supposed to be Bastardo get the job done here, but 2 walks.
Well, he has a guy that can hit into a double play in Austin Kearns. Kearns has some pop, though. 5 for 26 this year. He's just missing in almost the same spot. It's 1-0.
Yeah, most of the spots where he's missing are down. In and out and down.
Ozuna's at third. Brantley's at second. And Echeverry is at first. He went with that one. That was a slider, 1-1.
And Kearns figured he's going to get a fastball 1-0. He's going to swing at it, and he definitely goes through. Cutting across his body right now, inside a lot to these right-handed hitters.
Ooh. Well, it's a strike at the knees on the inside part of the plate. I guess that one was a little higher than the previous one.
That was definitely a strike.
Thought it was similar to the Echeverria one that was called ball 4. Two and two the count.
Some spot where he keeps missing.
Bastardo's command has been good this year. There's no question about it. This has been an oddity with what he's doing tonight. Walking 2, and now it's full 3-2 to Austin Kearns. Got it. Threw him a breaking pitch. 2 outs. Took him a long time to get to that pitch, too.
It was looked like it backed up on him. You're right. It's a breaking ball, but look at this thing. It goes down the way like a changeup. Well, it just had some tilt to it. It was definitely a breaking ball, but man, that thing moved away a little bit.
Well, now a meeting on the mound because Matt Diaz has been introduced as a pinch hitter for Juan Pierre. Diaz just brought up by the Marlins. He's been bouncing around the last couple of years. Pirates, Braves, with Braves twice, Yankees, And now with the Marlins.
And they do have Omar, but he's not the type of guy that's shown that this is a real good situation to bring him into. So they're going to trust Bastardo here to pitch to Diaz.
Well, Diaz is peeking into the Phillies dugout to see if any moves going to be made.
I'm saying that about Philippe. He can get wild. And they're just going to trust a guy that they've seen more in these kind of situations and just hope he can get it done here.
The runners lead off, not being held on. Infield back, the outfield straight away. And the first pitch to Diaz. Way inside, 1-0.
I like to think they can pitch Oman into a situation where he could handle this role right now to come in and get a right-handed batter out. Get that one out and get you to the back end of your bullpen. But it's not here yet.
Breaking ball, 1-1 the count. Diaz was added to the Marlins roster yesterday. He was down in AAA, where he was hitting .341 in 23 games. He also stole 6 bases down in the minor leagues. He's not a base stealer.
The guy's had a lot of good luck against the Phillies, especially when he was with the Braves when he first came up.
.326 lifetime hitter against the Phils.
And in this ballpark too.
Ground ball toward third, a foul ball. Just foul.
Maybe. Ooh, that was close.
I don't know if it would have tied the game up, but it would have made the game tight.
Yeah, it'd have been a one-run game. Here it comes. Jammed him a little bit. Here it comes down the line and just foul. Well, they dare go off speed here. They got a strikeout on a 3-2 breaking ball. They have 2 pitches to play with here. What Carlos wants him to do and what Bastardo does.
2 balls, 2 strikes the count to Diaz. And a called strike 3. He finally got the spot on the inside part of the plate. And Bastardo leaves him loaded here in the top of the 7th inning. Well, everybody's heart was racing a little bit the way this inning was unfolding. But Bastardo gets back-to-back strikeouts, including Diaz with the bases loaded. He finally found the black on the inner half. No runs, 1 hit, 3 men left. Time to stretch here in Philadelphia. Phillies on top by 3. answer. All right, Wheels, you've had a long time to think about this one. Roy Halladay earned his 200th win against the Marlins. What team did he beat for his 100th victory?
That's easy.
I
don't know.
Oh. You're not going to give a guess?
Well,
you have 28 other teams. Well, 29 other teams to think about.
Just grasping for straw. All right, let's say it was a good team.
Yeah.
Let's say the Red Sox.
Very close.
But the
Wheels.
Yankees.
No, I said very close. You said Red Sox.
Why?
Because it's the White Sox.
Oh. Okay.
Back on May 31st, 2007. There's Doc. Doc will start Sunday's ball game for the Phillies. Matt Diaz stays in the game. Upset about the last strike called by Paul Schreiber. He's in left field. And Ryan Webb is the new pitcher for the Marlins. As we go to the bottom of the 7th. Webb in 11 games, 1-1, 2.35 earned run average. 7 strikeouts in 15 and a third. And he'll face Ben Revere, a pinch hitter.
Now here it is. It's high enough. Is it inside? Depends on where across the home plate. And I'm sure Matt Diaz is saying, well, I think the ball is inside. Big call for the Phillies.
Pretty good frame, too, by Carlos Ruiz. Revere is 1 for 2. An RBI single his first time up. Grounded out his last time. Shows bunt. Not a bad idea. And it's 1-0.
Webb's a good guy to bunt on because he throws a lot of sinkers.
On the inside corner, 1-2. There's a lot of balls you have to look out for in the dugout. If you're on your toes. That one went into the Marlins dugout. You really didn't have to be on your toes for it.
That's a bare hand play.
Pretty softly hit. But he stays alive. Ooh. Knocked him off balance a little bit.
We won't dive too much after that one, that's for sure. Whoa, look out. That's shoulder high. The Nolan Ryan used to call it a bow tie. Love that expression, especially from him.
It is Southern draw.
Give that boy a bow tie.
3-2. So Revere has it full. Phillies up by 3. Last night they were able to add on some runs late in the ball game. In the bottom half of the 8th inning, here in the bottom of the 7th. Revere trying to get on. He shoots it foul, and it remains 3-2.
Ryan Webb's a Pinellas County guy. That's Clearwater area. Father pitched in the major leagues, Hank Webb.
Now time is called. Brentley's going to go out and talk to Webb. Webb was acquired from the San Diego Padres. It was a good trade for the Marlins at the time. They were adding some pieces to their bullpen. But with all the changes that they've had the last couple of years, he was a piece of the foundation last year. And this year, well, with all the changes, it doesn't have the same kind of effect to have him, a sinker baller with some power in his arm late in the game.
They get Mojica in that trade too?
Yeah. And a called strike 3. Paints on the inside part of the plate. Going away here in the bottom of the 7th. Now the Philly Fanatic, with all of its personality, is featured once again in a children's book. Friday, May 31st, when the Phillies take on the Brewers. It's Comcast Fanatic About Reading Night. And the Fanatic Children's Book, free to fans 14 and under. It's the Phillie Fanatics Hall of Fame journey. Order now at Phillies.com.
I see Mayberry stay in the game now, play right field after this at bat. You don't have to worry about double switching, worrying about the pitcher's spot or where you're going to put the pitcher, because it's going to be Adams and he's only going to pitch one inning.
Phillies did that last night when they put Lance Nix in right field.
Right. So you can, depending on what they want to do, but you can put the pitcher easily in Young's spot and not worry about it.
1-0 the count to Mayberry. Mayberry a .232 hitter. And he takes a strike. It's 1-1.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think they would put Nix out there and use up 2 players.
Look at Fanatic hard at work, Wheels.
Trying to put the voodoo there on Ryan Webb.
Yeah, he's trying to help the cause. Mayberry pops it up. Left side of the infield. That's your Varia near the grass. And there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Jimmy Rollins coming up. Our Hyundai defensive play of the game happened early in the ball game.
Hey, this was early in the game. Looked like a breaking ball, a little slider. Antonio Polanco broke his bat. Jimmy, nice play right there, under control, and then gets a good grip on it. Nice little backhanded flip, and they get the out at second.
Brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers. Boy, Jimmy's due to pop one. He's 1 for 3 tonight. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Phillies have hit 3 solo home runs this evening. Foul tip, 1-2. Marlins in the top of the 8th will have Solano, Polanco, and Dobbs. They'll be up to face Mike Adams. Fly ball, shallow right field. Ozuna with his throwing hand up makes the catch on the glove hand, and it's a 1-2-3 bottom of the 7th inning. We've completed 7 here at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies are up 4-1 as we go to the top of the 8th. Your local dealer at ChevyDealer.com. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by Honda. Visit your Honda dealer today for great deals. Only a Honda is a Honda. Now, the teachers who were honored prior to the ball game, it's Teacher Appreciation Night here at Citizens Bank Park, the 13th annual Teachers Appreciation Night. They're calling them the Delaware Valley Teacher All-Stars down on the dugout.
Good song selection, huh?
You like that one, didn't you?
Beach Boys.
Little Beach Boys on a cool night here in May.
True to Your School. I don't know if that's the title of it, but close enough.
John Mayberry stays in the ballgame to play right field as we expected. And that'll set up Mike Adams coming into the game. Adams 1-2, a 3.27 earned run average. In 13 games, this is number 14. The Phillies up by 3. They'll look for Adams here in the 8th. And Jonathan Papelbon in the 9th.
Mike Adams a real good outing here last night. A changeup, pretty good cutter, sinking fastball. And a lot of times these relievers like to go back to back. They don't want to sit for 4 or 5 days at a time. They get caught in between. Sometimes they get used too much, and then they don't use it. They don't get used enough. So they have a perfect opportunity tonight to use them in back-to-back games. Adams and Papelbon.
Well, it's Donovan Solano who will lead it off. And Solano takes a fastball up and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Solano's 2 for 3. He had 2 hits in last night's ball game. Homered back in the 4th. That's the only run for the Marlins. Ground ball to shortstop. Rollins set himself up perfectly to backhand and throw. And Placido Polanco's coming up. Time for the Major League Notebook with Murph. Murph, take it away.
All right, thank you, Tom. Brought to you by Gwinnett Mercy College. And Cardinals closer Jason Mont is being shut down for the season. According to reports, Mont will have Tommy John surgery to repair a ligament that he tore in his elbow. He's been out since March 29th, but the team was hopeful he could return without surgery, but that's not the case. And as expected, Ryan Zimmerman has been activated for the Washington Nationals. He is in the game tonight. He's batting just .226 with 1 home run and 11 RBIs coming into the game. He had been battling that sore hamstring, and I just checked his numbers for tonight. Off to a slow start. 0 for 3 tonight with 3 strikeouts is Ryan Zimmerman, but back for the Washington Nationals, guys.
Nationals are trailing that ball game 3-1 against the Pirates in the top of the 8th inning. Murph, you got a lot of security behind you there, buddy.
Yeah, the folks behind me, they're just making sure nothing happens, which is great. Jordan is here, and Janine is here, and Mike is here. And Mike is graduating from Gwinnett Mercy College
nice.
next week, so congratulations to Mike.
Does he have a notebook like you do?
Well, I might have to give him the notebook. I mean, why not, right? Here, I present you the Gwinnett Mercy College notebook. You got it. Happy graduation.
Very good, Murph. Very good.
He'll be hard-pressed to get a better graduation present than that. That's a good job, Murph.
Line drive by Polanco to right center field. A base hit with 1 out here in the 8th. So Polanco has his second hit of the series.
Ryan Zimmerman comes back off a long stint in the DL, and he has to face A.J. Burnett. Now that can get some strikeouts.
Yeah, Burnett has been throwing well tonight. The Braves had been trailing the Mets 3-1, but all of a sudden they scored a couple of runs to tie that one up. That one's moved to the bottom of the 6th inning. Let's look at some of the Braves numbers. You realize Dan Uggla's hitting 163?
Done that before. It's amazing. Remember that what he hit under 200 of the All-Star break one year, a couple of years ago, and their strikeout numbers are unbelievable. But they win a lot.
Dobbs takes low 1-0.
Hit a lot of homers, just like we faced them on opening day and said, well, they're going to hit a lot of homers. They're going to strike out a lot. See what their pitching will do, and they do shorten the game with a very good bullpen.
You just wonder with all the strikeouts, though, if they can sustain the success.
Yeah.
To 2-0 the count to Greg Dobbs.
trying to get something down to Greg to have him hit it on the ground into a double play and get this inning over. Throw his changeup at any time, especially the left-handed hitters. That was a great shot we had right there. The idea of how infielders cheat for double plays. And, it leaves a hole wide open for a left-handed hitter, but you're playing the percentages of getting closer to the bag and trying to get at least a lead man or a double play if you can with one out.
Every time a Phillies pitcher retires the opposition 1-2-3, which Jonathan Pettibone did twice tonight against the Marlins. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports, giving you all your favorite sports all year long. Dobbs is hitless in 3 at-bats, with Polanco off first. It's outside, 3-1. Ruggiano on deck. Ball 4. That means the tying run is coming to the plate here in the top of the 8th. So after the ground out to short, a single by Polanco and a walk to Dobbs. And Ruggiano, who has flied out to right twice and struck out his last time. He said he can throw the changeup or cutter at any time, and he throws the cutter right there, 84 miles an hour. Now, as the year goes on, Adams is hoping his fastball gets up into the 90s consistently, and the cutter is heightened a little bit more. Owen won the count, runners on first and second. Swing and a miss, 88 with that fastball. Got him. Ruiz hangs on. A foul tip and a strikeout. Two outs, and here comes Ozuna.
A lot of things you can practice in this game. You can't practice what just happened here. Look like he threw him a breaking ball and foul tip, and what a great job by Carlos Ruiz to catch that thing. All he can do is follow the ball, and he fouls it, and he gets it just before it hit the ground. And you saw Ruggiano spin around to see what happened there.
Ruggiano was hoping that that ball had released from the glove a little bit as Ruiz hit the dirt. Ozuna is 2 for 3. Pops up the first pitch. Ryan Howard sizes it up in foul territory, and Adams works out of a potential jam here at the top of the 8th inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left. 7.5 in the books. Chase Utley will lead it off with the Phillies up 4-1. 3-game series. It's Irish Heritage Night here at Citizens Bank Park. Sunday a 4:05 start. Or Saturday at 4:05 start. Sunday, 1:35, Wistar Institute Melanoma Awareness Day, presented by Independence Blue Cross and Citizens Bank. A free Phillies floppy hat to fans 14 and under. Order your tickets at Phillies.com. So one of the Phillies ushers out there, moving her hands up and down because it's Bongo Cam that's going on here at Fanavision. Very popular thing. There you go. Everybody wants to try to get up on Fanavision. Got to stay coordinated, Wheels, when you're up on Fanavision.
Yeah. Wear those glasses. Sunglasses on the bongo.
The horse arrived, Wheels. Well, I don't know.
Caballo on the bongo. It's a Caballo bongo night.
Ryan Webb stays in the ball game for the Marlins. Eric Cooper, the third base umpire, was a little tardy coming out here in the bottom of the 8th. So there was a holdup for a moment.
And they had shifted over just in case they had to go with 3 guys for any period of time.
Yeah, that happened last week in New York where Brian Onora just ran off the field up at Citi Field. We were told that he had a stomach virus. Well, as it turns out, because there were other stories that said he may have swallowed some tobacco, turns out he had a tear in his intestines and he became very ill very quickly. He hadn't been feeling well before the ball game.
That could make you feel ill.
Oh yeah.
Wow. He's okay.
Spent some time in the hospital, and well, we understand he is okay. As Utley yanks one over to right. Ozuna is there to make the catch. Chase has hit several balls, including the home run in the 3rd, pretty hard tonight.
Yeah, that guy's a pretty good outfielder. That's a tough ball to judge right there. Hooks it. He's got all that top spin. He made that look easy.
That's why we were talking before you came back on, Wheels, that there's been a lot of talk about Giancarlo Stanton being traded. If you have Ozuna, who I would think is going to stay even when Stanton comes back, but if you have Ozuna in one part of the outfield and Stanton in another, why would you trade one?
Yeah, they'd be pretty good corners for you. I don't know if he can play center or not, but he certainly could play right field. And left.
Plus, both are in their early 20s.
Yeah.
Michael Young hitless in 3 at-bats. He grounded into a double play his first and 3rd times up.
He had an inexperienced player's at bat that last time up when he popped up that first pitch.
2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Wheels. The jackpots are arising.
Wow.
Powerball at $191 million. Mega Millions at $126 million. Powerball Wednesdays and Saturday. Mega Millions Tuesdays and Friday.
Good luck.
That's a lot of cash right there.
Yeah, good luck.
Jonathan Papelbon loosening up in the pen. Come out and pitch the 9th.
And this will be a save situation at this point. Last night it was a save when he got up, and then the Phillies blew the game open with some extra runs.
Howard is homered tonight. He's doubled. He's flied out to right. Hit the ball well his last time up. Inside and low. 1-0. Tomorrow, a rematch of one of the games down in Miami earlier this season. Jose Fernandez for the Marlins against Cole Hamels. Toyota Major League Scoreboard. The Pirates continue to lead the Nationals 3-1. McCutchen, who homered to give Pittsburgh a 1-0 lead, now has 3 hits and 4 at-bats. A.J. Burnett is the pitcher of record on the winning side for the Pirates. If the Phillies hang on tonight and the Marlins wind up losing, the Phillies would gain a game on Washington and be a game behind them for 2nd place in the East. It's ball 4, so Howard's aboard with 2 outs. And Lance Nix is going to pinch hit for the Phillies. Nobody else warming up for the Marlins, so Nix will face the right-hander Ryan Webb. Lance Nix is a big reason why the Phillies pinch hitters are sitting atop the majors with 15 pinch hits and 13 runs batted in. Lance has 7 of those pinch hits and 2 pinch hit home runs. Threw him an off-speed pitch, and it's 0-2. Webb would help a winning ball club. A guy that could pitch the 6th or 7th inning, maybe even the 8th inning as he gets a little more experience.
Yeah, and he keeps the ball down. That's what he is. He's a sinker, slider, changeup type guy.
Did Nix go? They appeal. Yes, he did, says Eric Cooper. And that'll do it for the bottom of the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. We go to the top of the 9th. It is a safe situation for Jonathan Papelbon. Marlins trying to take game 2 of the series. Time to take a look at our Mazda leaders as we look at Jonathan Papelbon's numbers. No wins, no losses, a 1.80 ERA, 6 strikeouts in 10 innings of work. He has 4 saves and 4 opportunities. That is part of the Mazda leaders. Jonathan Papelbon, since 2008, is the leader in saves in baseball. Jose Valverde is second. Mariano Rivera is third. And Brian Wilson, who still is not with the ball club in the major leagues, is fourth with 164 saves. So Papelbon trying to close this one out here in the 9th inning. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Phillies. 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error for the Marlins. Well, he said yesterday during the outset of the telecast that it was important to get home field advantage back for the Phillies. They won last night, and they're hoping to win one here tonight. So it's starting to get back for the Phils. Rob Brantley leads it off. Said Papelbon has 4 saves and 4 opportunities. He has not pitched in a save situation since the 22nd of April. Throws the pitch inside, 1-0 to Brantley, who is 0 for 2. Ground out and a fly out to center. There's a strike, and it's 1-1. Let's see if he offered at it. Yep, says Eric Cooper, 1-2. Papelbon with 261 saves in 294 opportunities. It's a near 89% save percentage. It's the 4th highest among all active relievers.
Perfect in the month of April.
55 for 55 during his career. I didn't realize this until I saw the note. As Brantley hits one down the left field line, Dominic Brown gives it a look, and it's out of play. That no other reliever in Major League history has a perfect save percentage in any month since it became official stat in 1969.
And it is impressive, especially that month. You know, you're just not in any kind of groove. Well, hitters don't like the month of April for the most part, especially in the Northeast.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball towards second. Chase Utley is stepped to his right. Immediately after the game, stay tuned for a complete game breakdown with highlights and exclusive analysis from Ben Davis. Only on Cure Auto Insurance presents Phillies Postgame Live. Phillies are hoping they're talking about another victory for them. They won last night. They're up by 3 here tonight. They've got Echeverria, and then Chris Coughlin's come out in the on-deck circle. Echeverria is 0 for 2. Walked his last time up. Over to second again. Utley this time a step to his left. 2 outs. One out away from finishing off the Marlins in game 2. Chris Coughlin will pinch hit. Last night Papelbon pitched a perfect 9th inning.
You're getting it done tonight too. A lot of fastballs. He threw a split in there, and he only thrown 7 pitches, 6 strikes.
Fans coming to their feet, looking to celebrate a Phillies victory. Coughlin, a 173 hitter this year, 9 for 52. Lays off. It's 1-0. That was a split from Papelbon. His splitter will come in usually 87, 88 miles an hour. Fastballs in the low 90s. Jonathan Pettibone started the ball game, went 6 1/3. He allowed 5 hits and 1 run. Papelbon trying to save the second win for Pettibone. Mentioned Pettibone's only walked 2 and 16 1/3 this year. Chicago takes strike 1. Right down the chute, 92. 3-1 the count. On the outside corner, 3-2. Crowd of a little more than 36,000 here at Citizens Bank Park. They've seen the Phillies hit 3 solo home runs tonight. They've also seen rookie pitcher Jonathan Pettibone throw 6 1/3 strong innings. And now the 3-2 pitch coming from Jonathan Papelbon. Got him. A foul tip. Ruiz hangs on. 1-2-3 go. The Marlins here in the top of the 9th inning. And the Phillies, much to the delight of all their fans tonight, have won the first 2 over the Marlins. 4-1 the final score. Jonathan Pettibone gets his second major league victory. Ryan Howard, well, he's starting to find his home run stroke. Dominic Brown has homered in back-to-back ball games for the Phillies. Chase Utley, along with Ryan Howard, they've homered in the same game for the 49th time.